Hey guys, today is Tuesday and today I'm going to be lunging Fiona. After her day off, I like to lunge her the next day. It's good just that I don't have to ride her when she's slightly fresh, and it means she's just going to stretch out all her muscles. She's going to be really loose and supple, and it's just a good way to start the week, I think. So yeah, I'm going to be lunging her over raised trotting poles. I also use a lunging aid to encourage her to go long and low. She used to like to go long and low very much. She just didn't have the best balance. But now she's really trying to stretch, but my lunging aid is actually not big enough to let her fully stretch, which is a bit frustrating. It's just because she's so big and her neck is so long that she needs something really long to let her poke her nose. So although she does go low, sometimes she has to bring her nose a little bit behind the vertical. It's not terrible, but ideally I would like her poking her nose more, so just so you know that before you see the clips. So yeah, when I lunge I like to just get them working long and low, stretching over their back. It's great for building up their top line. Working over raised trotting poles is also really good for building up their muscle, because it's like you running with high knees. Like, it's a lot harder for them, so it means that they're building much more muscle. So yes, that is the plan for today. I'm going to go and tack her up now, and then I'll show you how I set up the poles and also me lunging her. See you in a minute. So you can see here I have the trotting poles set out. You just Google the distance that it actually is in meters or feet, whatever you prefer, between trotting poles, and then you should see how many of your feet go into that, because I know it's one of my large strides fits between, and then that works well, but obviously my stride is different to your stride, so yeah. And then when you're doing this first, I would recommend not having them on the ground first and then building up to having them on blocks. So yeah, I'm gonna go get Fiona and we'll see how she does. There's the best girl. So I generally lunge for about 10 to 15 minutes on each rein. This is a combination of walk, trot, and then I do a little bit of canter. I don't do too much canter with her because Fiona is so big, and cantering in such a small circle isn't ideal for her. I'd rather canter her under saddle, where I can do larger circles and go around the outside of the arena. So basically I do walk first, and then I'll trot, not doing the trotting poles, and then when she's warmed up I'll move on to doing the trotting poles. She's very experienced at them. She knows what she's doing. I just let them find their own distance. I don't try and make the stride good for them, because it's also a good way for them just to learn where their feet are, kind of some balance, more awareness of where they're putting their feet. So I really find it good with the young horses as well, just to kind of learn that proprioception. As you'll be able to see from these clips, as time goes on, she progressively gets more relaxed, more loose in the trot. In the very last clips, she's trotting over the trotting poles really long and low, and then continuing in a low frame, whereas at the start she is a little bit more tense, but that's completely normal. It's a good sign if a horse is better by the end of your work than the beginning, because it means you're, doing something good for them anyway. These little milk clips means that her jaw and mouth were soft. So that's always a good sign, and they just have a little bit of foam on their face. Isn't that right, girlie? Yes. Hey guys, today it is Wednesday and I'm going to get Fiona. She's out in the field because it is 1 o'clock at the moment. She doesn't come in until 3. So I'm going to get her in nice early, because we have a lesson at 2 o'clock, which is really exciting. So where I go to lessons is just up the road from this yard, so I just hack there, which is really handy. It means my dad doesn't have to bring me or anything like that. So yeah, I'm going to be getting Fiona in now. I have a carrot for a little bribe for coming in, and then I'm going to groom her and tack her up and all that. Walking through some puddles now. Also, do you guys like my new jumper? I've never owned like pink clothes really before, but I really like it. It's from Horse Pilot. So yeah, loving it, loving it. My mum tried to steal it from me, if you saw that on my Instagram story, but I managed to retain possession. So yeah, it's going to keep me nice and warm because it is a bit chilly, although it is sunny. It's not that warm. Anyway, I'm almost at her field now. So not only is she at the very bottom of the field, she's also having a roll. So she's just going to be lovely and dirty for me to clean. I really appreciate you, Fiona. Oh look, she went over. Ooh! Oh, she looks a bit stuck there. No. She's not good. Ooh! So I've tracked down my noble steed. Oh yeah, now you'll follow me, will you? Oh, she said I didn't realise you had a carrot. Changes everything. So I'm just walking back from my lesson now. I wasn't able to video anything because obviously I go on my own. So it's a bit of a bummer. Maybe one day I'll get a video of my lesson. Actually I will, because one of the weeks my dad is actually going to bring me, so I'll be able to get a video that week. Yeah, I get lessons with Taylor Vard. I never actually said that, but yeah, no, he's just incredible. Really enjoy the lessons every time. And he's so like, I was so afraid to go to him the first time. It was so embarrassing, I was so nervous. But he's just so friendly. You just ask him anything and he'll never like judge your writing, thank God. So yeah, we basically practiced a course, getting her really soft, especially on the turns to the left. She tends to really fight against my hand. So that's what we're working on. We did lots of circles and circling over a pole to practice her just softening when I asked her to turn instead of fighting against me, and it really did work. She was a lot better, so I'm going to practice that for sure. And then yeah, we jumped some jumps. We did kind of turn backs to oxers, turn backs to verticals, and they were about like 110, 120, so we were jumping at least a decent height. I just love jumping big fences. I just love jumping in general. I had that realization when I was walking around. I was just like, I just love jumping so much. I love flat work, but I could never do only flat work, for sure. So yeah, she was really good. Didn't touch a pole the whole lesson, which was brilliant. She was really careful, so hopefully this weekend the show goes well. Not sure exactly where we're gonna go, but I will definitely be going somewhere this weekend. Very exciting. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, the next days, I will get clips of all my rides. So I know it's been a bit not very exciting so far, but I will get clips of my pole work, and I might do a bit of jumping, and then my show, of course. So yeah, you'll be seeing all that very shortly. So on Thursday and Friday I actually did the same exercise, so here's the clips from one of the days, and is basically what I did both the days, except I didn't jump on Thursday, I just did the jumps on Friday. So at first I'm just cantering around over these poles. I'm just practicing getting her really soft and soft in the mouth and listening to me, especially around the corners, and focusing on steering her with my legs instead of just pulling her with my hands, which is really important. And then you'll see that I move on to jumping. So I just have these 3 bounce poles in a row, and she wasn't really respecting it too much. She was kind of just running through them a bit quick. So we put up the middle fence to get her to just look at it a little bit more, and that really worked. She really slowed down and felt really good. And then by the end, she was coming back to me very quickly after the fence and softening, which was really nice. finally the last clips are of me trotting off. So I'm just doing, I always like to start and end my rides with long and low work. It just gets her relaxed, it stretches out all of her muscles, encourages her to build her top line as well. So that's kind of the basis of my ride. So on the Saturday, we went to Barnadown, where I jumped the 110 and the 120. If you can see here in this clip, you can actually see that that orange jump was already down, and they never picked it up for my round. And then they actually gave me extra 4 faults, but I said it to them and they took it back off me. So anyway, okay, I rode the first fence like an absolute lunatic. This is a 120, by the way. That was stupid, but I feel like the rest of the round was good. So here I'm just coming to the distance. It is 5 strides, but you can see that she finds it quite short. The next distance we do is 6 strides, but I actually make the decision to do it in 5 strides because holding her is just really hard, and she jumps so much better out of her own normal stride. Here, this double, she jumped super well. She came up and was really, really careful for the second part. Then we went to this vertical on a dog leg. She also jumped that really well. She didn't get her flying change here, but I just kept my canter, kept rhythm, tried to keep her straight, and then she actually ended up jumping that really well. Then I did the 5 stride in the 6 stride distance, and you can see how easy that was for her. It was no problem at all. In this next fence, I feel like I just didn't go out wide enough, and I didn't have her straight enough, and she unfortunately tips it in front. And then as I come to this fence, I see that the next fence is down, and I kind of went to pull, and I didn't know if I should jump it or not. And I think I just distracted her and threw her off balance there because she knocked it behind, which she almost never does. So that was a bit of an unusual one. So then we come around to this fence. She does jump that a little bit funny, and I'm not really sure why. I think I was lacking a bit of leg, and she was a bit confused from the previous fence. So then we come to this vertical and come to the last fence, which she also jumped really well. So it was quite a good round. I was happy enough. And I was happy with how she was too. And then finally on a Sunday, I usually go for a hack or something easy anyway after the show. So we have amazing hacking near the yard that I'm on livery. You can go through the forest. It's gorgeous. I'll insert some photos that we actually took in the forest. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen them already, but it's just the most beautiful scenery. You can go right up to the top, and I'm just so lucky to be able to hack there. So that's my general weekly riding routine. Obviously it will change depending on different things like what day my lesson is, what day my show is, but that's the usual things I do in a week. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and maybe you got some ideas for exercises. And yeah, I will see you my next video. Bye guys.